I was born in 1942. Route 4 was an old tar and gravel road. Fairview School was probably less than a half mile away, maybe a quarter mile. I went to school there, first grade through sixth. Recess in the wintertime was marbles. Everybody played marbles, and we played it in the bathroom. That was the smoothest floor we could find. Summertime, it was softball and dodgeball, those type of things outside. I guess it was around 1947, 48, my dad got the first television in the area. And it had a little 10-inch screen, huge console television, had a 10-inch screen. And my class that I was in, and I'd forget what grade it was, probably fourth or fifth, something like that, the entire class left school and walked down Route 4 to our house. And we watched Big Top and Howdy Doody. They were the two shows that came on in the afternoon, and then we walked back to school. And when I tell people we walked down Route 4, we used to play tennis on Route 4 after 6 o'clock. There were no cars. There were just no people in Calvert County at that time. Back in, I guess it was 68 or 69, we had just opened a business right across the street from Fairview School. And my cousin was driving down the road and pulled in, and he said, call the fire department, Fairview School's on fire. So we looked out and we could see the smoke. I ran home and got an old 8mm movie camera and took the first shots of just the smoke coming off the school. And then I ran up and I filmed it with the old 8mm, Fairview School burning and all the fire departments there and people trying to get all the books out, state police, and they were just trying to salvage. The old school itself burned down. It went down fast. Nobody ever found out why the school burned down. Fairview School was just the only school in the north end of the county. Calvert County, when I graduated from high school, there were two high schools. At that point, it was segregated, black and white school. I think we had 78 in our class and 78 or 9 in the black high school, and that was all the people that graduated in the entire county was just about 150. And that's how rural we were at the time. As far back as I can remember, there was a general store right there on the corner of Cheneyville Road and Route 4.
That was Went's store. Two sisters by the name of Went, W-E-N-T. Went's store was tantalizingly close to Fairview Elementary. The kids would get out for recess to play baseball or kickball. If the students had any money, they would sneak over to Went's, buy a handful of chewing gum or candy or something like that.
My name is Sheila Hedgel, and I was fortunate enough to be the first librarian here at the Fairview Library. Our branch opened in July of 1981 in what was Fairview Elementary School.
One thing I'd like to say about the history of the library is when we opened in 1981, and for many years thereafter, there was no internet. So children in the community were very dependent on us for encyclopedias and reference books, and so this was a homework center, and this was a place where children would come to get books for research and book reports. It also was a place for people in the community, neighbors to run into neighbors, which was nice, and catch up on information. We did programming and story times, and so mothers and fathers got to meet other, preschool parents. So I think it was truly a community place to be. People, when you work in this library and you're part of this community, you truly are part of this community. You know people by name, you watch them grow up. The people in Lower Marlboro are an educated group of people, and so reading and continuing education is important to them. They also live on large pieces of land in some cases, and so therefore don't interact with their neighbors. So coming to the library is a place for them to see friends and neighbors and just catch up.